Good morning. Good morning. What's happening? Welcome to the show. It is Michelle Bryant here at WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. You are listening to Say Something Real. And if you didn't know, it's election day. It's about to go down. It's folks waking up with butterflies this morning. Folks is nervous. And per usual, Wisconsin is the talk of the country.
Really?
Talk of the country. You can't turn on CNN, MS, Fake Now, whatever that's called over there, local. You can't tune in to NPR, WPR. You can't go anywhere and not hear them talking about races that are happening all over the country today. But leading those discussions is what is about to go down today in Wisconsin, because either way, we are on track to make history today. Before I get into all of that, let me say good morning to the bruhs in the building. Mr. Ride Out.
Hello there.
I'm sorry. What voice is this we're getting?
It's my sexy Leroy voice.
Yo, ooh. Ooh.
That turned 50 was.
My getting out of bed was a struggle this morning, boy. I live alone and they had to say good morning and nobody get voice.
It's that you'll never find.
Yes, see, nah.
Blah, 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 blah.
No.
Did you get your card yet?
Huh?
Your card.
My card.
Your AARP card.
See? We got jokes. We got jokes.
Come when you turn 50, man.
See, I always thought when I was younger, you hear people say, man, they 50, you be like, damn. Hey, boy, you old as a fool. But now that I'm there, I'm like,
yeah, you don't see it.
Nah,
you don't feel it.
You don't feel it yet.
I mean, I feel like my 30s.
Well,
like my 20s.
Tell that lie one more time.
No. See,
do you feel like your 30s?
No, because for me, I go work out. So,
do you feel like your 30s?
Yeah, I do.
I just can't imagine your 30s had all of these ice packs and ointments that I be seeing coming up in here, and little sleeves. And,
you only saw that when I
Shell hit right here. Shell hit right here.
So I was working out and hurt my muscles.
Arms all in slings. I was working out. Legs all raggedy and so up. I just don't think the 30s look like that. Yeah. But if that's what your 30s look like, then okay, cool.
My 30s was full of injuries.
Well, I hear you, bro.
Yeah,
I
playing sports.
Just don't think it was the same. But you hold on to that. But
through it all, Shell.
The AARP card is in the mail.
Oh, you got it.
What you say, Clark? He already getting discounts.
They sold that card 2 weeks ago.
He already getting discounts. He just used it at the movies the other day.
I'll take it.
So, just so you know, at Ross on Tuesday, you get 15% off. Or is it 10%?
Yeah, I got jokes. Okay.
But you get that senior discount.
Hey, man,
and you now can get the senior coffee at
part of
McDonald's.
life, man. We all got it when we turn 50.
It's perks, man. It's perks to this time.
Clark Kent.
Who you with?
I'm with you this morning, bro. Somebody said, I can't hear you.
Can't hear who?
Open your ear.
Let me see what's going on. Can everybody else on Facebook, social media hear us? Can y'all text me? Let me know. Somebody said Election Central tonight on WNOV. You know it starts at noon. We're going to have a bunch of good conversations. Got some guests coming in, national guests calling in. So we are gearing up and getting ready. So let me just say, Clark, you good though? Because you straight? Everybody all right?
Yeah, everybody all right. I'm just ready to go vote.
My man, that's
ready.
Dang, my glasses nasty. I am so thrilled to hear that. Yesterday, the Milwaukee alumni chapter of Delta Sigma Theta, they host a polling location. So for years, they have done the Clinton Road Senior Center. They manned that operation in its entirety. So we were there yesterday setting up, and people were stopping by while we were in the parking lot and saying, can I vote today? And we were like, no, you gotta wait till tomorrow. Other folks, they were like, look, I vote over here at the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. School, and it's construction all over there. We can't get over there to vote. I got 5 people in my house that got to go vote tomorrow. So I got on the phone with the election commissioner, chair of the election commission, Terrell Martin. I was like, hey, bro, I just got this call. He said, let's look into it. They looked into it, called me back. He got up and left and went to the King Elementary School. He went and to go look for himself. He called me back. He said, hey, I've been in touch with folks, and they can access the front door. Yes, there is construction. It's mostly around the playground area, but let folks know everything is okay. They will be able to get through that front door to go vote over at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School. So those are the kinds of things that we will be listening for and looking for all day long. For folks of you that are regulars to NOV on election day, you know how this thing goes. If we are doing Election Central, we didn't do it in the spring because it was mostly uncontested races. We only had one biggie on the ballot, which was the Supreme Court race. So we didn't do Election Central then, but there's no way we don't do it for the primary leading up to the November general election. So yes, the day goes a little bit like this. I'm doing my show, regular routine from 7 to 9. Keith will come in, knock down his show, 9 to 11. We got a break in there. And then at noon, Keith and I will kick off Election Central together. And we will have guests rolling through. Keith won't be with me throughout the entire day because there is a funeral that's happening later this evening in town that a lot of folks are going to be at. And that is for Marcy Patterson. So a lot of folks are going to, this is the first time I've ever seen an evening funeral too.
Oh, no, they had...
I've never seen an evening funeral.
Yeah, they had Bishop Daniel's funeral in the evening. It's a couple people.
Was Bishop Daniel's funeral in the evening?
Mm-hmm. It's an evening.
I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, so I know we got. So Keith will be ducking out to pay his respects and attend that service. I think we lose Jermaine at some point during that point to go to the service. So we're gonna manage. We're gonna make stuff work the best way we can. We even had members of my sorority who were like, hey y'all, I'm gonna be able to do a portion of the day, but I gotta go pay my respects. So a lot is going on, but I want to just say to folks that today is not just any other Tuesday. It is not just any other election. Today, Wisconsin is going to make history. Whether what would you say, one way or the other, whether it is to elect the first African American to be governor of this state, or it is to elect the first woman and Asian American to be governor of this state. Either way it goes, we are setting a path towards history. So the record, the history gets made, and whoever emerges from the primary as the person that moves on to the general, history will be made at that point. It will go down in the books that for the first time, one of those things happened in Wisconsin state politics. I need people to understand that the polls are now open. They opened at 7 a.m. If you are not sure where to vote, go to myvote.wi.gov, put in your address. It will tell you what your polling location is. If you have not registered, you can register at the polls in Wisconsin, one of the few states that does that. As I came into work this morning, I saw campaign signs. I saw commercials all morning while I was getting dressed. And after months of candidates telling us why they are the person to lead this state, today the voters will get the final word. This is a race for, I'm telling you, the books. Everything that you can imagine has happened for the first time in years. Wisconsin is choosing a new governor. Of course, Tony Evers chose not to seek another term, um, which means that isn't simply about whether you want 4 more years of a person who's been the governor. This is about charting completely new directions with both of the candidates that are leading the top of the contest right now. There are 4 people still on the ballot. Well, let me be clear. There are 7 names that will appear on the ballot. There are 4 people that are actually still in the race and campaigning. Those 4: Milwaukee County Executive David Crawley, State Representative Francesca Hong, State Senator Kelda Royce, and Joe Brennan. Those are the active names, the active players that are on the ballot. Uh, if we stick with what the polls are saying, some folks would say it looks like Francesca Hong has the edge because of what polls have been saying. I think it's probably safer to say it's anybody's guess on what's going to happen, what potentially can go down. But she has emerged as the candidate to beat in this whole situation, having consistently been the person out front. Let me go to the phone lines real quick, just in case anybody got a question, and then I'll continue before we go to our first break. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Michelle.
Hey, how you doing this morning?
How are you?
Good.
I'm just calling because I know tomorrow will be fine, but I'm just asking you all to pray for my family, the Fitzgerald and Hudson family. We just found my cousin dead yesterday in his house. It wasn't no foul play or anything, but just asking y'all to give us a prayer because we lost his son last week. So now he died. So just asking y'all to pray for us.
We will do that, Angela, and we are so sorry for your family's loss this morning.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Yes,
See you
ma'am.
tomorrow.
All right, thank you. See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. I got another caller on the phone. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Oh, hi. I'm just stressing everybody should go vote. I'm voting for David Crawley, and I'm just stressing for everybody to please go out and vote. Be involved. So all those people thinking that their vote don't count, your vote counts. And if you don't think it counts, at least there's a system in place where there's one person, one vote. And if you don't think the system is perfect, well then fight to make it, work to make it better. At least the voting apparatus is there and we can vote. And if you think that your vote don't count, just vote and work to make your vote count. Because if your vote's not counting, then you should be out there doing something to make it count. So vote for David Crawley and vote. Take care.
All right. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that call. Also, respect and appreciate the sentiment. It's not enough to be upset with the system, frustrated by it. You have to be engaged. You have to go vote. You have to look at all of the issues that impact us. And we're not just turning out for the governor's race. There are all of the state leadership roles that are elected positions are on the ballot, from Secretary of State, Treasurer, Lieutenant Governor, I can't even think, Attorney General. All those things are on the ballot. The thing is, most of them are uncontested, or it's just not getting a lot of traction. But all of those things are on the ballot when you go today. So whether you are starting at the top of the ticket for governor, whenever the school board races are engaged and on the ballot, you need to be voting for everything all the time. That is how you make change. That is how you are heard. That is how you hold people accountable. It is the way that one of the best ways that you move the needle, change the outcomes for your community. And if you don't like the names that are up there, find people yourself to run for office. Because all we end up doing, and this is the thing a lot of voters don't necessarily always appreciate when I say it, all y'all doing is reacting. Y'all really not choosing. People have chose for y'all. They chose option A, B, C, or D. Y'all just got to pick which option you want. Rarely are the people going to find their own candidates and getting people to run and saying, we'd like to see you in office. What we are frequently doing is responding to strategists, lobbyists, politicians, political insiders. They are seeking and finding the people that they want in office, and then just telling us, everyday folks, pick from the choices we've given you. That's the part of this whole thing that we need to turn on its head. So I want you to vote, but I want you to understand we really have more that we need to do and should be doing in relationship to who represents us in office. These folks go uncontested. You mean to tell me nobody else thought they could do a good job? Nobody else wanted to participate? We got judges that sit on these ballots. They are not getting opponents. They get their little 200 signatures or whatever it is, and we don't hear from these damn judges. We don't see them. Don't nobody try to call you. You see a handful at community brainstorming, but they don't even bother to ask you for your vote because I got the signatures to get on the ballot. All of this is just, routine. I'm already the judge. As long as I don't die before it's time for me to take office, because nobody ran against me. I got the minimum signature requirements. If nobody but 2 people vote for me, I'm the judge. I'm it. So no, I ain't got to come check in with the community, update y'all on what's going on in my courtroom, how I'm, looking at justice, how I'm trying to serve the people, the way at what my philosophy is about the judicial system. They don't say jack nothing to y'all. And we just allow it. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Michelle. I'm calling about the referendum.
Yes.
Can you go over that question again?
So what I'm going to do is I won't do it this morning because that's not on the ballot today.
Oh, that's not on the ballot?
No, that's not on the ballot today. The referendums will be on the ballot in November.
That's why I was holding, because I wanted to go to the polls. Okay, so it's on November.
Yes,
okay.
ma'am. It'll be on the ballot in November. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're
Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye-bye. Let me take this other caller real quick, and then I'll go to break. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Fine. Just finding out. I just noticed this.
Hang on. You got us on speaker because you sound muffled.
Okay. So let me take you off. Okay. How was that?
That's much better. Thank you.
Okay. I used to vote here at the library on Good Hope.
Okay.
And they're not open here. Is there another location that up in this area that I can go and vote today?
Yep. Let me do this. Give Jermaine your address. He's gonna put you on hold. Give him your address. I'll look it up. I got it open. I'll look it up right now and I'll say it over the air. Okay.
I appreciate it. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Yes, sir. So hang on one sec. Get his address, Jay. And again, that is one of the purposes why we do Election Central, why we set the day up the way we do, because folks will have questions. You need immediate answers. You need immediate help. Please continue to use this station as an outlet and a resource for you as we work through the day. So if you get somewhere and you are not sure about your polling location, if you are not sure about what's on the ballot, if you are not sure about what you need to go vote, if you run into some problems there, they don't have enough ballots, they don't have enough information, give us a call. We are tapped in. We can try to get you answers real quick. And for the brother that just called, I am putting your information in right now. And we'll get you where you are. There we go. Where you're supposed to be. All right, bruh. It says that you should be voting at Kilbourne Elementary School. That address is 5354 North 68th Street. Kilbourne Elementary School, 5354 North 68th Street. That's where you are going to be voting. If you have any other questions, feel free to call us back. We got y'all. All right, let me take my first break of the morning. Michelle Bryant, WNOV 860 AM 106.5 FM. Family, we'll be right back.
On WNOV.
Hi, friends. Do you know what it means to vote? Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Go vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Go vote. Go vote. If you don't know, let me explain. What exactly is a vote? A vote is when a group has a choice, and each person makes a choice that we note. Then we got to count so we can figure out which choice most people picked. And this, my friends, is how we know exactly which choice wins. So next time when you're with the group at school or anywhere, just make a decision by taking a vote. This way it's always fair. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Go vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Go vote. Go vote. To make fair decisions, we can just vote. The choice is yours. To make fair decisions, we can just vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Go vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Go vote. And grown-ups vote too. Mommy, go and vote. Mommy, go and vote. Hey. Mommy, go and vote. Mommy, go and vote. Hey. Daddy, go and vote. Daddy, go
Somebody
and
say,
vote.
hey now.
Daddy, go and vote. Daddy, go and vote. Hey. Granny, go and vote. Granny, go and vote. Hey. Granny, go and vote. Granny, go and vote. Hey. Grandpa, go and vote. Grandpa, go and vote. Hey. Grandpa, go and vote. Grandpa, go and vote. Hey. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Go vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Use your voice, make a choice, go and take a vote. Go vote. Go vote. To make fair decisions, we can just vote.
Just vote. Please go vote.
Take over
Please go vote. Please go vote.
To make fair decisions,
Go make some decisions. Built that thing. Please go vote.
To make fair decisions, we can just
Please go vote.
just vote.
Please go vote.
I'm going to use that one.
First of all, both of y'all silly. Sparks about all remixing that and playing that in the club tonight.
They all gonna be on vote.
And then somebody else texts me and say, "Hey, now," I'm like, black people, give him a beat, and they will just cut up. And yes, somebody said, "Is that Gracie's Corner?" It is Gracie's Corner. So for folks that are not familiar, Gracie's Corner is a animated sing-along YouTube series featuring Gracie, an energetic and joyful little African-American girl who sings and dances to educational, empowering songs. Somebody said, hey, so y'all too much. Gracie's Corner was started in June 2020 by the father and daughter duo, Dr. Javaris Hollingsworth and Grayson Hollingsworth. That's when it debuted, and they desired to foster greater representation and inclusivity in children's media, both on and off screen. And so the co-creator, Gracie's mom, is a psychologist and plays a key role in shaping the show's educational framework. So the family has come together and done this. They've received like the NAACP Image Awards. They've gotten Kids' Choice Awards, Outstanding Children's Programming. This YouTube channel typically has roughly about 6 million views. 6 million subscribers. 277 million plus views. So this is a black family, huh?
They just got a deal.
Gracie's Corner did.
Yeah. They just got a deal. I saw it on the news. And I forgot the amount of the deal.
Let me see.
Just got a new deal.
I have to look. Yeah. I mean, when I say, so they did they're going to Disney Plus and Disney Junior.
Yeah.
So that's the deal. Got announced back in June.
Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to play it is because as we talk about folks going to vote, many times you'll hear people say, I take my grandchildren with me. I take my younger kids with me to vote so they can see the process, so they can understand it.
That's right.
Voting is learned behavior for the most part. People see other folks doing it. They get comfortable doing it. They understand that it's, a part of our existence, the rent we pay to be here on this earth, to participate in the process. And so you have the opportunity. Even my folks, I know I got preschool, daycare folks that listen to the show. Y'all can be playing this. And I'm sure, a lot of groups do a great job of having something for the kids to vote on today. We can vote on what flavor of ice cream. We can vote on if we're going to have art for an activity or if we're going to go outside for an activity, and have two kids stand up and say, why should we go up to art? Why should we go outside? So mock elections, if you will. But this starts when they are little, that we begin to teach them. Playing this in the car this morning, playing this in the background, all of these things begin to plant subliminally messages about the significance of being an engaged voter.
Let me see.
And that's
go
what? Ahead.
That's just like, remember when we was coming up, we always watched Schoolhouse of Rock.
Right.
We learned a lot of stuff. Now this is the first time I ever heard this, to be honest.
Okay.
First time. And first thing I thought about, I said, man, that's like Schoolhouse of Rock. You learn a lot of stuff. So do they got more like stuff like this? Like,
yeah, I mean, like I said, I got put up on Gracie's Corner a couple of years ago, really coming out of COVID, because I was helping somebody look for, alternative stuff for their child to do while they were cooped up at the house. And then to see the representation, this is a little black girl. She got, diverse set of friends, but the content was driven by this black family. And it was just such a joy. Like, I have it on just, I'm grown, but I'll have it on because I like to see what it is she's talking about.
Okay.
So, look, y'all, I know I got some people on hold. Folks are tapping in saying my dad always took me to vote. I went to vote with my mom. Somebody said my granny took me. That's the point. I got to take a break, but that's the point. Today is not just about you going to vote. If you have younger people in that household, make them get up, not just encourage them. Tell them, let's go.
That's right.
You going with me to go vote? I want you to see the process. If they've seen it before, good. That means you can run, we can run through there and get in and get out, but we going so that this is a regular routine. All right, family, I got to take a quick break. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. If you have any issues at the polls, give us a call, 414-444-5250. I'll be right back.
OV.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. It is election day. I need you to go vote. If you have not already mailed in your ballot, if you have not already dropped off that ballot, you got it mailed to you, but you never mailed it back, I need you to go drop it off today. If you did not early vote already, and we know that some 259,000 people already have early voted, either in person or by mail. We are underperforming what we did in the 2022 election. I need people to go vote. Someone hit me up this morning and said they were over at Rufus King and it was a ghost town. Now, we know Rufus King is one of the higher performing wards. So, people got to, get started, get moving. If you are voting, let me know. Let us know here at the station what the numbers are looking like, what number you were when you got your ballot. and if we need to do something to encourage people in your district to get out the vote. Let me go to the phone line. Got somebody that's been holding. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Good morning, Michelle. I wanted to preface the call with accolades. You came to my church a few years ago and talked about DEI over on the east side. You remember that upstairs?
I do.
Yeah, and I've also met you at NAACP meetings. It's always a good conversation, always insightful, always a listener, never called in. But I have a question today.
Yes, sir.
Is there a path for David to win that's viable? And if David doesn't win, is Francesca Hong going to do anything for the Black community? And I'll take the call off air. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, bro. I appreciate the call, and I'm glad you called in. Don't be a stranger. Call anytime. So one of the things I will say is that had to be, the question, is there a viable path to victory when David made the decision to re-enter the race? It was a question that I posed personally about whether or not there was a pathway. Up until David had re-entered the race, he had been consistently polling third or fourth, hovering at around 5% of the vote. Even when he re-entered the race, that first poll they did a few days after he re-entered, he was at about 7% of the polls. People might remember, and I'm just trying to see if I can find those numbers real quick. But Francesca Hong was somewhere 38%. Mandela was like 16%. So, we had that kind of situation. With Mandela exiting the race, there have been 2 other polls that have come out. And one I remembered seeing, and I don't have it in front of me, so I'll look for it, where David's numbers went up to, I think, about 22%, or there was a 22% gap between the candidates. I can't remember, but I remember the number 22%. So in even some of the most recent polling, he still was polling behind Francesca Hong. This is the thing, though, that I also understand about, and I will say, and I've said it before, Marquette is one of the gold standards for polling organizations across the country. They are, I think they said like 92% on target of the things that they report from their polls that end up being the general consensus of how things are going in a race. But because, number one, I always look at who do people talk to, how did Black folks figure into this race, how Black folks are going to figure into this race in particular. Milwaukee County versus Dane County, we now are 30% of all the early votes that have been cast. So the 2 big players, Milwaukee, our city numbers, what are we, 700,000 or something like that? Madison, like 500,000. Those communities are already showing up heavy. Francesca Hong out of Madison, DC, of course, here out of Milwaukee. 34% they said were undecided. So I think that there is a pathway for David to win. I think the wild card is the fact that we could not spoil those ballots. And so there will be folks that had already voted for David before he got out. So he'll still get those. But there will also be people that voted for Sarah Rodriguez and for Mandela Barnes, whose votes we can't recapture. I have not publicly done a prediction or called it. I think that it's going to be close. How close? That's, yeah. But this is one I have intentionally, decided just to hold my peace on it. I know there have been people that have been asking for whatever it was worth, what I thought about, which candidate I supported. I told people I've been consistent. I like 2 people in this race. And the 2 people I like in this race are the 2 people that are pretty much who are at the top of the ticket, in terms of where people think we're going to land. And I say like them in terms of like their chances, not like them as individuals, like them, because they're my best friends, but like their chances, like the possibility of them getting in office. And so I'm just, I just been real kind of coy, frustratingly so for some people about it. But because I just don't want to influence for whatever, little influence I have. I don't want to influence people's decision in this race. I want people to honestly make the best decision for them that they believe is the right thing to do. This encourages people, do your own homework. I will have stuff to say tomorrow for sure, because going into November, it changes the game. It's a different ball game. But I think that there is a pathway for David. I think it's a tight pathway, but I think there's a pathway. And I think that if you can do the thing that people always say in politics, awake the sleeping giant, which is the public. If you can, like during the Obama election, people were inspired to go to the polls who had not voted, who had not participated in the process. During Trump's victory, they got young white males who had not been voting inspired to go vote when he was running against Kamala Harris. So somebody said it to me a while ago. The race goes to who can get folks off the couch. The victory goes to who can do that. But yeah, it's a pathway. It's a pathway for him. I think it's a tight pathway, but I don't think it's non-existent. All right, let me take a quick break. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. We'll be right back. All right, family, welcome back to the show. Did they hear me?
Hold on.
So just so y'all know, we managing a bunch of different things behind the scenes this morning. I got food deliveries being made to help out at polling sites. I got this going on, making sure guests are on board. So it's a little bit hectic. So I apologize if you heard that. Let me answer the second part of the question that the caller raised about if Francesca Hong is the person that advances in this race. What can we expect by way of, engagement with the Black community? I will say this. She reached out to call into the show this morning. She was going to vote at 8:15 and is calling in at 8:30. So I will pose the question directly to her and just let her answer it for herself. But if there is any glitch or hiccup or whatever, I'll circle back and answer the question. So I just wanted the brother to know I heard you on the part 2 of that, but I knew that she was planning to call in this morning. So you can hear from her directly. Let me just do this as well. We have been fortunate to get some additional tickets for the Harbor Park Jazz, Rhythm, and Blues Festival that is happening this Saturday. So if you have the ability to drive down to Kenosha and you would love to see some good jazz, opening up the music festival at 2 p.m. is a group called the Jerome Porter Quintet. 3:30, Nora Jean Brousseau Blues Band. 5:30, the Corey Wilkes Quartet. And then the main event, the main attraction, the man himself, Kirk Whalen, will be performing to close out this show. I have a few sets of tickets that I'm going to give away. I'm going to make the first one easy. I'm just going to give it to the first caller who says that, hey, I can go. I want a pair of tickets. But I do need to know if you voted. Now, it's not a condition to win, or to get the tickets, but I do want to know if you voted. So let's go. I see we got a call. We got some callers on the phone line already. Let's go to the phone line. Jermaine, let's go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Good morning, Michelle. How are you?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
I'm great. I can go, and I can't wait to vote as soon as I get on.
Perfect. So I mean, you like Kirk Whalum? What you saying? You like a little bit of jazz?
Yeah. I love some jazz. Oh yeah, I'm old school. You might not remember me, but I did a bad thing some years ago. You guys had a call in for people to sing Christmas songs. And,
yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God!
The Santa baby. But,
yeah.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my God! Oh.
But I meant no disrespect. I forgot to get on the line, and I love everything that you're doing. I mean, informing us, keeping us on point and task on what's going on, and even especially dealing with some of the people that call in that I have no idea why they back some of the people that they back. Pimp down.
Oh my God! My God!
But I do appreciate the strength and in your voice and everybody at the station. I greatly appreciate you guys.
Well,
and even more so for these tickets. So.
Look, I was just gonna say, you have earned your keep. you are definitely getting you a pair of tickets. Congratulations to you, fam. Do me a favor, hang on 1 second. I'm gonna have Jermaine get your information, and then you can drop by the studio anytime today, between today and Friday. Okay. I think we close at 3 p.m. And pick up your tickets, okay?
Love y'all.
All right, love you back, fam. Hold on 1 second, Jermaine got you. Somebody just hit us up and said, what's the number to report voting machines being down at Parkman? So I will do two things. I will get you a number, and then I will also reach out to the chair of the election commission to let him know as well. You can call 414-286-8683. Call 414-286-8683. And you can report that there is a problem with the voting machines at Parkman. And thank you so much, Dana, for reaching out regarding that situation. Someone else tapped in. They said they voted at ward number 92 and they were number 8. Y'all, give me a general idea where your wards are as well. Like if you was at, Vincent High School or wherever, just so I can better appreciate where you're calling from. Someone said, I got a call from a friend that said 21st Street School for voting is closed. And hold on. Okay. Where'd it go? 21st Street School for voting is closed and they have to go to the Center Street Library. All right. So we will follow up on that as well. But that is the text I got this morning, that if you typically vote over at 21st Street School, it is closed and they are sending folks over to the Center Street Library. I will double check with the election commissioner just to make sure that information is correct. But thank you so much. This is what we do. This is why we need y'all to call and check in. Let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Hey, how you doing? Good morning.
I'm good. How you doing this morning, bro?
I'm doing good. Is this Michelle Bryant?
Yes, it is.
I want to say this, first of all. I only listened to I started listening to WNOV about 5 years ago, and it was because one morning I was driving to work, and I caught one of your shows, and I've been stuck ever since. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You need to be in the White House somewhere.
Look, I'm going to just say, okay. I appreciate it, bro.
You really focused.
Thank you. Did you vote already?
No, I'm going out to vote in about an hour or so. I'm waiting on my wife to get off of work. I'm the designated babysitter right now.
I like it though. I like it. Well, we definitely appreciate it. Are you somebody that's trying to go to see the show down in Kenosha? Or you good?
I'm a big Kirk Whalum fan. I love jazz, period.
Really?
Best music on earth.
Well, all right, let's do. You want tickets to go see the show?
Yes, ma'am.
Jermaine, can you get his name and number? Look, bro, Jermaine blocking. Jermaine trying not to
he
give
didn't
you
say
ticket.
nothing about me when he was listening to the show and he been stuck. So no, I ain't writing his name down.
Well, that was the voice that caught my ear.
Nah, I got you.
Hang on, fam. Thank you for calling. Thank you for tapping in. And more importantly, make sure you go vote. And thank you for taking care of that baby and doing that. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Hold on.
Keep up the good work, y'all. Keep it going, y'all. People don't know it's a lot of history to their radio station.
Absolutely.
If they watch the movie Pink, Cadillac Records.
Yes.
It's tied to the radio station.
There you go, my man. Thank you so much, bruh. Hang on so Jermaine can get your information. All right. Okay. So for the folks that called in with voting concerns, the chair of the election commission, Terrell Martin, is listening to the show. He said he heard the concerns and he is already looking into it. So just so you know, that's how quickly we are able to kind of work towards getting answers for folks or figuring out what the issues are. So, Dana, your concerns have been heard about Parkman and not having voting machines that are working, and also over at 21st Street School and being diverted over to Center Street Library. So thank you so much to Terrell Martin for being responsive, having, his dial set to this radio station, as well as everything else he's monitoring through the course of the day. I just appreciate that folks value what we do here and they understand being connected. So thank you. Yes, Clark.
Somebody listen, if they wouldn't vote, bring you a sticker and you give them a pair of tickets.
So, or if they text me a picture.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So here go Clark. Clark, you know what? Can't do that.
Can't do that?
Nah, because you don't want to make it seem like, so we can't do it that way. Clark was saying, let's have people, hey, show you our voter sticker, but you don't ever want it to look like you are doing something in exchange for something.
Right.
Okay. So we just want to make sure that winning. Oh, and I got State Fair tickets too, that I'm going to be giving away. Let me see. State Fair runs. State Fair in Wisconsin.
6th through
the 6th through the when?
What was it, 6th through the 16th or something like that?
Yep.
10 days.
It runs through the 16th. So you still have a few days. If there are folks that are interested in winning a pair of tickets to go to State Fair, I have those as well. Maybe I don't know if I'm gonna attach trivia to them. Don't need to make it hard today. Just folks able to have a good time, take advantage of some things that we still had here at the station that we can make available to folks. Got some more folks on the phone line. Let me go to them. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle and NOV team. How y'all doing?
Good. How are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Getting ready to go vote. And
hey.
Get my side in, or my voice in.
Thank you so much. Let me ask you a question. How long have you been voting?
Since I was 18, and I'm in my 6th decade.
So here's the question. Do you think we're getting better or worse at engaging and participating in voting?
I see a disconnect in voting.
What do you mean?
Bad to say. A lot of miseducation. People believe in a lot of what's on social media. I think word of mouth years ago, when I was young, how I learned through school and family, versus now, just almost anything and everything. You can find what you want on social media, but it doesn't mean it's factual.
Right. Well, it sounds like it's a lot of wisdom in those decades of being out here and doing this.
I try to share what I know to others, and I make my family get up and go vote. Well, I'll put it like this. It was passed on to me through my mother. I went voting with her, and so that was a must. I do that with my kids, and we have an 18-year-old that we're excited about first time voting.
Hey,
yeah.
Make sure that they say that there, because they clap and cheer for them and everything. So make sure you say that when you get to the location.
Yeah, I know we're excited, but we're having problems with the ID. That's the only thing, and so we got to get that done so they can get in before 8:00 today.
And so you got to take them to the DMV to get ID, or what?
To get that free DMV.
I was gonna say, make sure you tell them the ID is for voting, and they'll give it to them for free.
And then let me ask you a question too about the birth certificates. I heard that the birth certificates are free as well if you tell them it's for voting, that they can't charge you for a birth certificate. Is that true?
So I know at one time that was being done. I'm checking right now for you. As soon as you started asking, I started typing. You can get the free. Hang on. I think that it still is, but let me do this. I got to take a commercial break in a couple minutes. I will look on there and I will say it on the show. Okay.
Okay. Can I come and get my ticket? Or are you tickets all done?
Like how you work that in there.
Yeah, before you go off, or are you already done with your ticket?
So
for the Jazz Fest.
I am. Let me see. I got 1, 2, 3. Yep, I can do another pair. So yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Hang on,
right.
Jermaine will get your information, and then I'll look up the information about the birth certificate as well.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Hold on. What'd you say, Clark? Vote riders can help get the birth certificate. Okay, perfect. And I think I'm supposed to be talking to Anita from Vote Riders today, so I will check and see. But I'm just looking. A free state ID card for people. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to look during the break. I will look during the break, because I know when we first started doing this, that birth certificate I thought was included. I don't know where we are with it today, so I will definitely find out and make sure that folks are aware. So I am up against my next break. Let me say this: I'm going to give away a couple of more tickets later today for the Harbor Park Jazz Festival during the Election Central show. I'll be giving away tickets, State Fair tickets that I have had some extras. I'll make sure folks have an opportunity to get those. And just know, I am looking forward to the show this afternoon. Going to do an education panel with Dr. Lakeisha Myers and Angela Harris, who has been subbing for me when I have not been in town. Everybody that has heard these two sisters speak in terms of education are always blown away. Got one more guest. We're waiting to see if his schedule will line up to be able to have him join us. But when I tell you, having the two of them in is going to be great. Also going to be talking to Tavis Smiley today, national implications about what we're seeing, because there are 4 other cities that have high profile races that folks are paying attention to. Wisconsin is not the only area. We're looking in South Carolina for what's going on with the special election to fill Lindsey Graham's seat, his Senate seat. His sister Darlene is running. Folks have been talking about, she's an HBCU grad, but what does that mean in terms of her Republican politics? In Minnesota, there is a competitive Democratic primary for Senate that we are going to be watching, a moderate and a progressive going head to head in that primary. Over in Connecticut, you have a bunch of young challengers going up against a longtime incumbent, again on the Democratic side of the aisle. So we'll be paying attention to see what's happening. I got to look at Michigan just to watch the continued attacks on El Sayed, the Muslim who won the primary for U.S. Senate in Michigan. And Jermaine mentioned it in passing that, hey, it's crazy that you have some woman who is telling people out loud in public, I don't want to see people praying 5 times a day. Like, she is the only one who matters in this country, right, and what she wants. Like, it is unbelievable.
But that's white privilege, though.
What is it called?
White privilege.
Ding, 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 ding. Ring the bell.
That's exactly what it
like,
is.
The fact that somebody will open their mouth to say in public that you got a problem with seeing somebody pray. Not gun violence. Not on a stripper pole, not selling crack, not fighting. You got a problem because somebody stops to pray. That just lets you know how crazy and tripped out people are. Let me take this break. We'll be right back. Callers, I see you. Got some more text messages coming in. Make sure you hit us up and let us know what's going on at your polling location. If you have already voted and you don't mind sharing your vote, I'm interested in that too. And why you voted, what was important to you in this race, in terms of that governor's race. And if you have any thoughts on any of the other candidates on the ballot, please feel free to give us a call. Michelle Bryant, WNOV, 860 AM, 106.5 FM. It is voting day. Did y'all hear me? Did I say it loud enough? It's election day. Make sure you got a plan to go vote today. We'll be right back. Hey, folks, let me go to the phone line. Hey, caller, what's happening? Hello?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Oh, I'm in the air.
Yes, you are.
Thank you. I just want to make a comment about how important it is for parents to take their children, or at least show them that they're voting. I was born in 1954.
Wait, hang on one second. Are you on speaker? Because you sound pretty low.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, so much better.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yes, I was born in 1954. And I remember the first time my mom and dad voted, I think it was in 64 or thereafter, I was 10 years old or whatever, their sense of pride, they got dressed up spiffy, we're going to vote. I want you and your sister to stay put and we'll be right back. There was such pride in their ability to vote. And so that kind of instilled in me how important voting was, is what I need to get out here. So in my adult years, early adult years, I kind of wavered, but now I see I have the strong determination since I was in my mid-20s. I vote every election. Parents instill the pride of voting. It's very important. And it is for our future and for their future. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that call. And I like the honesty of folks who say, hey, I wasn't always on it. I wasn't always on top of it. I wasn't always consistent. But at some point, I realized the importance of this whole thing. And once that realization came to light, I've been on it. I am consistent. I do what I'm supposed to do. So thank you so much, caller. Let me get the next person. Hey, caller, what's happening?
Hello?
Yes, hello?
Yes, I'm just calling. I am voting for, I haven't voted yet. I'm actually on my way to vote. And good morning to your listeners and to yourself.
Good morning.
I plan on voting for Crowley.
Okay.
And my concern is for the many individuals and the young individuals that are choosing to vote for Hong. And let me be clear, I don't have a problem with her. There are some things that I don't agree with, but who agrees with one candidate 100%? My overall concern is, do you vote for the person that you really, really want to win, or do you look down the road and you vote for the candidate who you know has the most genuine pathway to defeat Tom Tiffany?
Okay, that's you know what? That's a legitimate question. It's a strategic question. It's an age-old question. Do I vote my conscience, or do I vote my heart and my passion, or do I vote for what I think is actually possible or feasible? I will respond to that. Do you have anything else you want to add to it?
Well, I just wondered how people reconcile that, because like I said, at the end of the day, I am a true blue Democrat, and I'm going to support very hard whoever comes out of our primary. But I just wondered how people reconcile that, because with our politics being where they are, it's so racially charged, it's so misogynistic. So how do people reconcile that in their households? Do they vote for who they think really can win, or do they vote for who they want most? Be damned what happens.
All right, let me tackle it. Let me, weigh in on it, but it's a great question. Thank you so much, and thank you for voting. We appreciate you, sis.
Thank you.
All right, so let me just say this, y'all, because I've seen this question play out in a variety of ways. People have used the term electability. Can someone get across the finish line? Will the masses show up to support them? I've seen that question raised most recently about whether or not, if there were two women on the ticket, if Francesca Hong became the nominee for governor, and then there is a woman that is on the ballot for lieutenant governor, would Wisconsin be receptive to having two women actually being the top elected officials in the state? And there were some people who said no, that the state is not ready for two women to run the state. So do I vote for the man just because I think that the state is not ready? There was also a question about whether or not folks are ready for a black guy to be the president. To be president, to be the governor, to control things here at the state level. And for so many times we've said that how difficult it is for black people to get elected statewide. So some people will say, hey, don't vote for the black guy, because history has shown us it's difficult for a black person to get elected statewide. People may say, but it's different this time because you got a lot of the folks coming out of the woodwork for him. You got the governor endorsing, you got all of these elected officials, and, money is coming in. All these things are at play. But the one thing I'm going to tell you, and I guess it's for me, it's because of probably getting older. There's a side of me that, while I understand the strategic side of it, I'm also getting frustrated with the we got to do what's the pathway forward, because that typically does not include people of color. That typically does not include black women. That typically does not include black folks. This is one of those rare occasions where you're going to pick between the black and the Asian, but typically that does not happen. And so if we follow that logic, then we will consistently not see people of color, black folks in particular, ascend to any of these positions, because the thinking is they're not electable. Sarah Rodriguez tried to play that game. Joe Brennan played that game, and some other folks in the race, about whether or not somebody could get elected. So I can't do it personally no more, because if we continue to do that, we're always sitting on the sidelines. Jasmine Crockett versus Telrico in Texas. Who's more electable? So we leave Jasmine Crockett sitting on the side of the road. Lena Taylor running for mayor versus Tom Barrett. Who's more electable? So we leave Lena Taylor sitting on the side of the road. I just can't keep doing it. At this point, I'm now voting for the person I want to see. Everybody else can be strategic. Everybody else can, try to map out the course. All I know is we still end up at the bottom of this thing in most of these cases. So if I'm going to be at the bottom, I'm going to be at the bottom voting for who I wanted to. I got to turn around because Mr. Juneteenth is in the building. The king is in the building. Good evening. How you doing this morning? Oh, thank you. So we got the banner on. What is this? This is beautiful. For real. Happy birthday. And a cupcake. Thank you. Come grab the mic real quick. Nice surprise. See, hello, mother. How are you? Grab the mic real quick. And do me a favor. Is that Francesca?
No.
Okay, we good. Okay. Hello, young king. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing good. And how are you?
I'm good. Pull it up a little bit. Wait. Let's see if that'll work. Okay. Introduce yourself to folks.
My name is Jay Swipe, 14 years old, and I am honored to be your Mr. Juneteenth this year.
So we know, folks that follow your mom, that you were running, that we were talking about how people could support you. I think we talked to you before the election, and then we got the amazing news, saw the social media posts that you in fact had won Mr. Juneteenth. What has that been like for you? And I see you got the crown on there. Rock that. What was that like for you?
Well, like as I said, it was an honor, but it was more than just a victory for me. It was what I'm gonna do with it.
So what is the plans? What do you think you're gonna do with it?
I'm gonna try my hardest to lead by example and show people that there's other sides to Milwaukee than just the negative that you see on the news.
Okay. And so any first initial thoughts or plans, things that you might want to try to be engaged in, have a voice in, show up at?
Try and show up at most events that are trying to like get people out the house. Try my hardest to like volunteer at events, pantries, things like that.
So what did your friends say? Because Mr. Juneteenth, the whole crown and everything. I mean, did your boys give you like the business? Is everybody like bowing now when they see you? What did your friends say, man?
They were proud of me.
Really?
And I'm glad about that. They congratulated me, so I was happy.
So you gonna wear the crown to school? The not at all was kind of quick, Jace. Why you not wear the crown to school, man? Dude, what you say, T.I. up here? Can I get the instrumental to T.I. in the background?
No.
Let him know. Don't be scared to rock that crown. You see me. Look, it's just the precursor for big things to come.
Hold up.
They might as well get used to it. Yes.
Speaking of big things to come, now that you're in office, can we get more bacon on a bacon cheeseburger? Because they've been giving us little strips of bacon.
Really?
Can you push to make that happen?
That's the king.
I'm
You
just
want to
saying,
bring
Burger
up?
King. Can we get more bacon on our sandwiches?
So the first thing you need to do is educate ignorant people. That's the first.
Now that you're in office.
Now that you're in office, your first responsibility is to educate people on what it means to be Mr. Juneteenth special. You see what you up against?
I'm just saying, I want more bacon on my sandwiches.
I don't know why you thought this was the moment. Right. Really, you gonna feed it to it? Or you gonna be that kind of elected official? You know what, sir? You have a point.
You got more meat coming.
That's what you're doing, Jay. We raised you better than that man.
Listen to your community.
Oh, no. He said you gotta listen to your
Come on,
community.
show me some love, bro. That's what I'm talking about. More bacon. We pushing for more bacon.
I have just lost my child up in here. He done turned into the establishment.
We pushing for more bacon.
He done turned into the establishment. Oh my God. I'm still gonna keep your gifts, but I am too disappointed. He said, yeah, I can see about getting you some more bacon. Jeez, that's not how you lead, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
He told me I'm trying to get reelected.
You got my vote forever, Jack.
So any response at all to what we just witnessed here in the studio, the sadness of it all?
Well,
This response a little slow, bro. See, that's what happened when y'all come to my show, because I gotta call you out on your nonsense. Then the response is all well.
See it with Barrett Mondani, New York, listening to your community. Well,
you did not go to Mondani and big boy me on your response. Give the people what they want. Do you have the music?
That's it.
You got to give the people. That was a great response.
People's what they want.
That was actually a good response.
Yeah, see?
You watching what's happening. Read the room, Miss Michelle.
More bacon.
The man want more bacon.
More bacon.
I ain't gonna really get it for him, but I'm gonna tell him I'm gonna work on it. Well, you are returning to school when?
I'm not sure of the exact date, but it is sometime early
After
September.
Labor Day.
After Labor Day.
And so, what year? Sophomore, junior?
My freshman year.
Freshman year.
You a freshman?
I mean, you look all old, so I'm just trying to figure out. I went back and looked at our pictures and how much you have grown since I first met you, and you are towering over me now. So, your freshman year, are you nervous about school?
A little, I will say I am a little nervous.
So, let me ask this question: are you paying attention to this whole election thing that's happening right now?
I am.
Lean into the mic back.
I am.
And so, any thoughts about the governor's race or what you're seeing?
I believe that voting in general is a necessity. My mom, she took me with her to go voting every single time.
This lady over here?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
She makes sure that I get a sample palette, a sample poll, so then when I am old enough to vote, I am prepared.
So she's actually getting a sample ballot for you, so you can see what it looks like.
Yes.
Really? Huh. What parents, I like that.
Parents,
Actually
pay
putting that
attention to that.
ballot in their hand, so not just somebody telling you this is important, and they're showing you what it looks like. So when you finally get ready to do it for the first time, you already know what to do.
Yes.
My man, okay. Any predictions on the race today? Let's see if you're a good politician.
Well,
Let me see.
My vote is for David Crowley.
Oh, if you could cast your vote, it would be for David Crowley. Why?
He is a man of color, and he born and raised here. He is in his community, and I've seen him do work.
Seeing him in the community, seeing the work. I mean, when you start talking about reasons why you support somebody, those definitely got to be at the top of the hierarchy. So that means somebody's paying attention. So good job.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you get out of the way, and I appreciate it. I am so over the top. Mom, did you want to say anything? You always cheesing. Did you want to say something over here about your baby or just in general? Say good morning.
Good morning, y'all. Very proud. Always extremely proud of him.
Tell folks your mama's name because she ain't going to say
Well, this is Dee Dee Davis, co-writer of a book called I forgot what it's called. If This Pen Could Talk, curated by my aunt, Denise Pitchford, with 49 Black women came together to write a book.
What's the name of the book?
If This Pen Could Talk.
If This Pen Could Talk. Where do we find the book at?
So it's on Amazon, and this Saturday.
Get a mic, Dee Dee. See, that's why you're in here playing.
No.
He did what he was supposed to do.
That's right.
He's trying to get reelected. Go ahead. More bacon and more books. Go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. So If This Pen Could Talk was curated by Denise Pitchford. It is a book of 49 African American women who come together and tell stories about motherhood, grief, becoming a woman, and it's fun to be a part of something like that. And this Saturday at Thrive on King, between 12 and 3, we'll be doing book signings. So a good portion of the authors who wrote in the book, the oldest one I believe is 91 and the youngest one is 19.
Wow.
A bunch of us will be there actually signing the books. The book does cost $30, but all of the proceeds of the book are going towards a foundation and basically supporting African American first generation Black girls getting in school.
Always doing something positive. Thank you, because she done came in here. We weren't gonna know nothing about it.
Right.
You are an effective elected official. I just want you to know I appreciate you. Thank you for highlighting that on behalf of your mom. All right, family. Let me take I got to wrap my show for today. So I am coming back on the air at noon. We will be doing Election Central. We will go until polls close at 8 p.m. A ton of great information, interviews, national and local. Please, please, please come back. Check us out. Mr. Juneteenth, I got to tell you, it's the first time I ever had a visit from Mr. Juneteenth. So you already, setting the standard of how it's supposed to be done. I like that. And you had a good answer to my question. I like that. Don't get all happy.
And you got an answer to mine. More bacon.
All right, family. I will talk to y'all later this afternoon at noon. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Clark Kent. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Bacon Man.
That's it.
And thank you to Dee and to the baby. I appreciate the incoming freshman, the rising freshman. Thank you, Jace. I appreciate you. Family, I'll be back at noon. Peace.